Welcome to Successful Tradings. Good morning. We are October the 24th. Before we dive into how we're going to make money trading options today and next week for November for expiration, let me share with you another example of not one but two 10 baggers that we recorded yesterday in our Discord room. The first one here is Apple. It was in our watch list. With the 225 puts, the lowest price here that you could obtain on this trade was 6 cents. 6 cents. That went all the way. Actually, it briefly went 1000%, but from 6 cents to 87 cents, the bid here with a very nice spread. You would have recorded a very nice 10 baggers on Apple during the second phase of the trading day yesterday on October the 23rd. Well, if you were not keen on making money trading Apple puts, you may have been interested in this other one, Meta. With the comments here inside of our Discord, Apple was not, AAPL was not the only 10 baggers today. Here's Meta intraday one. So for Meta here, after, let's say, we're looking at a chart of this option, the October 24th, 550 put. After the first hour or so, it nicely settled in at around 10 cents or so. And when the market started selling off, it ramped up all the way to $1.10, just for your consideration. Obviously, you have the help of our watch list where you can follow the trend when a stock catches such a momentum. So here, and consecutive weeks here, we are showing you plenty of numerous examples on how to get 10 baggers. And this is just the beginning. As we dive into earnings season, let's go ahead and preview what are some of the stock where we will definitely be looking forward to making money trading options today first, and obviously coming up next week with the November for expiration. So we are going to go to our charts on here to just look at some of the setup. I'm consecutively going to look at JP Morgan, JD, Boeing, yeah, and then that would transition us very nicely into what's moving this market with the earnings. So let me bring here my bar app and load in the chart. I like this one, is just because convenient. Granted, it doesn't have indicators like Webull, but it is very nice setup on here. So the first one that we want to look at is this chart of JP Morgan. And I mean, the banks tends to trade the same way mostly, but JP Morgan in this case has this unique setup that we really want to take advantage of once it start moving very shortly on here. So I just have to go there and find JP Morgan. Let's see, the bank should be all together. So okay, here is JP Morgan and Chase. So let me enlarge it. I'm looking at the 3-month interval, so each one of these can now represent a day. So in October, the stock has climbed from the lowest value of $205 to all the way to recently the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days or so has been trading in range between $222.5 and $225. $225 here, if we look to the left, at the end of August, that was a previous resistance, because starting September 1st, it went all the way from that high value the last day of August 2024, all the way to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 consecutive days where it reached 202. We may not be even asking for that. We just want a resolution for this stock to get out of this trend between 222.5 and 225. So how are we going to set up this trade? First of all, we can definitely today just look for the direction and take the trade. But for certainty, tomorrow, JP Morgan will be our gangster trade. For those who do not know what a gangster trade is, a Friday no wahala rather. So yeah, we could use this as a gangster trade, but it's not moving that much in pre-market. A Friday no wahala tomorrow, because it creates a unique opportunity with very cheap options that whichever direction this stock is to break over, we stand to make money. And then for next week, obviously, the trend will be clearer once the direction has been established. So this is a chart of JP Morgan after a solid consolidation between 222.5 and 205 for the longest of time over the last 10 days. A breakout is imminent. I mean, that's just us waiting for it. And those are the type of trades that are really, really loved, because only two things can happen. And on both of those two things, there is a great deal of money to be made. A great deal of money to be made on who else? JD. Look at this one. Another one with a strong consolidation after reaching a high of $47 or so a couple of weeks ago. So this last 6 candles here, 7 candles actually, yeah, the number 7 is a number of completion, as those of you who are keen on spirituality. So this one here, I mean, in pre-market today, what are we doing? JD, if I look at it on my other screen, JD is trading minus 1.5% in pre-market, exactly at 39.50. Well, that's not much. We reckon that there is an action on here. There are so many gaps to be filled. There is a gap all the way to 34. If that's not sufficient, there is a gap all the way to 30. If that's not sufficient, there is a gap all the way to 28. I'm not saying that all of these are going to be filled in one day, but an idea here, an idea of a trade, yeah, it's to maybe set up long-range trade with November 8th as an expiration. If you're asking me why am I picking November 8th as an expiration, there's something happening on November the 5th in the US that may have significant impact based on the outcome of that something. There I say more, but definitely on here, JD is bound to show us either great support at 40, and then it will be going back up. And if that was the case, folks, it will rapidly, as you saw here when it was going up, go above that previous high, 3-month high of 47. So JD is another prime example of a stock where we're looking forward to making money trading options. Yesterday, there was a stock that had earnings and momentum, so that gives us a transition. Now let me switch here into Webull of looking at the stock that are moving in pre-markets, because we have at least 2-3 of them that are definitely of interest. So before we look at this one on top that you're currently seeing right now, let me go and take a look at our friend BA just for good measure. So BA had earning yesterday. Didn't move as much as our quant analysis indicated. Before the conference call, it peaked to 161 and then quickly drifted. Let's look at the 15 minutes just to show you. Yeah. So there was one big candle on here where it went from 159.45 to 153.50. There was money to be made on here. I reckon I was trading the 150 put. I didn't take profit to be honest with you, and later on I paid the price, but because I'm waiting for more action. What does today bring? Right now trading minus 2%. This stock actually in pre-market on here, I've been looking at the level too. It went as low as 150 point something, but I remember BA is one of those where market maker algos are playing a lot of games. So I'm just going to be patient, because right now BA could open green for all we know, right? So we're about 45 minutes for the opening of the market on Thursday, October the 24th. But going back to the daily chart on here, there's some action going here. The lower Bollinger Band, if you ask me, the direction, technical direction on that, the stock BA could be going. The lower Bollinger, it's a prime target. If not for this week, definitely for next week. So it shall be on our watch list for November 1st expiration. And if that's the case, the strike price that we will be using for November 1st expiration for the put side would be $140. Last but not least, we showed it here because it could not be least, definitely. I mean, earnings yesterday on Tesla. Look what's the good earnings have brought. After how many days of consolidation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the 10-day, bang, 243.44% plus 14%. The upper Bollinger Band on the daily chart stand at 267. So this stock has plenty of room to run over the next 3 days at least. You know the famous 3-day rules after earnings. So opportunity to be sought out here. So how are we going to trade this? Definitely a Ganser trade this morning. Very cheap contract in both directions. We get lucky, we get into them and see how it evolves, with expiration being tomorrow, as we usually do on our Ganser trade. All right, so that's all we had to share with you today. Have a good trading session. And if you're in need for more education about option trading, consider Successful Trading. Thank you. Bye-bye.